What I'm reviewing today is this Aquaglass, which is by docrafts. I've bought this little set, and it's given me 4 colours and the outliner, and it even has a little brush in there. Yet to decide whether I'm going to use that or not. But anyway, we're going to use all of this, and for once I'm going to use the outliner. I'm going to use it straight out of the bottle so I can give a reasonable review of what it's like. So first things first, let's get everything out. We've got the 4 paints. That's not quite enough colours for the bit I had in mind. Oh. But I can always supplement it with a different brand. So there's 4 colours. I wanted to have a look at these pots. Yeah, I thought so. They've got a little hole in the top. Can't quite see the point of that. I don't like squirting the paint out because you end up wasting it. I prefer to use it straight from the pot, and I'm hoping, yeah, I should be able to use that straight from the pot. So I say I don't know why they've got the hole in there. Could do with the top being a bit wider, but we will get around it one way or another. Right, let's put the paints to the side. Let's have a quick look at the paintbrush. Quite a nice little fine paintbrush. If I don't use it for this, I'm sure I'll find another use for it. And finally, I'll take out the outliner. Unfortunately, I haven't left it upside down. Normally, I would leave my outliner upside down for a while. Just a quick look at the instructions you get with it. Not a lot there, but it does say you can go to the docrafts website for further ideas. I'm hoping I can use it just like any other flowing glass paint. Now I'll just explain. This is water-based paint, but unlike the thick water-based paints which are used for pipe and peel, this is a flowing, or should be a flowing water-based glass paint, which you use like any other flowing glass paint. So you should be able to do the sort of flood fill technique with it. So when we separate glass paints into different types, it's more thick and flowing than it is water-based and solvent-based, because all the flowing ones, whether they're solvent-based or water-based, you would use the same techniques with. Right, that's enough gabbing. This is the piece I intend to make. It's part of a project I'm doing, which should be on the site at some stage. But so rather than just wasting my time, I thought I would start by doing this and sort of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. That looks like a nice nib on the lead. It's just, yeah, got no problems with that. As you know, I don't particularly like using anything apart from a piping bag, but I think this is going to be usable. So I shall just start and dive in. I won't make you watch all of this. Same technique I always use: lift, pull. The one trouble with a bottle, and I say this is fine, could have done with leaving it upside down a bit longer, I think. But the one trouble with the bottle, obviously, is you can't change the size of the end of the nozzle. However, you can to some extent change the size of your line, or the thickness of your line I should say, with the speed you go. You slow it down, you'll get a slightly thicker line. Oops. Speed it up. Speed it up and the line's thinner. Right, as I say, I won't make you watch every bit of this, but I'll carry on outlining it. And I'm quite happy with this tip. quite a nice bottle actually. Okay, so I've finished what I said I'd do. I've outlined the piece using their outliner, and I must say I was quite impressed with this. It's a nice applicator, a nice gloss finish outliner. Even if I don't use the same outliner again, I shall refill this applicator and keep it to the side, not to do major pieces, but certainly to do touch-up work. Right, so now we're on to the painting. As I said, I've got 4 colours, a green, a blue, sorry, a green and a blue, a red and a yellow. So I will have to add to it a little bit. I have got some older versions of the same paint, which I shall use. And I have got a little bit of water. You can, or hope you can, add a little bit of water to one of the colours to lighten it up. And that's one of the things we'll see if it can do. Okay, well I was going to start with this green. Unfortunately it's unusable. It seems to have dried out. I've added a little bit of water to it to see if I can make it usable again. But, so instead we'll start with the red and the yellow. And just try blending in a second. First we'll do these bits red. Seems a nicest flowing paint. Work out which the berries are. Make sure it gets right up to the outliner. Normal glass painting technique. Okay, that's most of the red done. So it seems to have given a nice smooth finish. Now, as the green wasn't usable at the moment, I'm going to have a look at the older green. Same type of paint, older colour. Yeah, I have just mixed it, so that has got a few bubbles in it. But again, flows nicely. I'm wondering if I've mixed it enough or whether it's flowing too much. Might just get a stick into that bottle and double check. And I'm going to have to keep an eye on this. Make sure any bubbles, like that one, are dealt with. So as you can see, that's quite a nice smooth colour. If I were to do another bit, and I'm looking for bits which haven't got any red next to them. So we'll leave those bits to dry. And then go ahead and try the rest. In the meantime, I shall try giving this screen another stir and try and see if I can do something about the new green. So, as you can see, I've finished the piece. On the whole, I'll have to say I'm fairly disappointed with this paint. Let me just explain. Ignore the white, that's a homemade one. The green, I couldn't use the one which came with the set. It was it'd gone off, it was too thick. I used an older one, but even that had gone off and had bits in it, as you can see. So I wasn't happy with that at all. The blue, I don't know if we can get a better look at it, but the blue was very thick and gloopy. Hasn't covered well. And it's more of an aqua green colour than a than blue. Bit strange that. On the positive side, the red and the yellow weren't bad. Nice, smooth, flowed well, and have blended well. So was quite happy with those. So about 50% of the colours I was happy with. I think on the whole, if I was going to use a water-based paint like this in flowing, I would use my homemade. But having said that, I can't honestly see a reason for using water-based paint anymore. 15 years ago I recommended them for a lot of people. The solvent-based paints you got then were very smelly. They were also very hard and would crack if flexed. Nowadays the solvent paints really aren't as smelly. They don't crack, they're quite flexible. Well, certainly the ones I use, Pebeo and the Franco-Bourgeois, are both flexible. So they can be used in things where you need flexibility, and they give nice bright vibrant colours and flow well. I can't think of anything which the water-based paints will do when we're talking about flowing ones that the solvent-based ones won't. So I don't think I'll be making a regular habit of using water-based paints, and if I did, if I had to use them, I would just save my money and use homemade ones. Not a great review, but you know, need to be honest in these things. Happy crafting.